Well, as I said, every American should be concerned until we get some straight answers on the Mar-a-Lago raid. By the way, we should have saved America and killed the bill. Unfortunately, we didn't. I guess it's going to pass on the floor of the House. Anyway, joining me now to talk about all this and more is Senator Rick Scott of Florida, who's the chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Senator Scott, thank you. You went out of your way to help us today. My hat's off to you. You're terrific stuff. Let me begin with Mar-a-Lago.
You have a great show, Larry.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. You know, we don't know. I haven't seen yet. I guess it's the search warrant has been released. I haven't seen the full thing yet. But the leaks say they're worried about removal of documents, obstruction of documents, and then espionage by President Trump. This goes back to, remember, they were calling him a Russian agent during the election of 2016 and all the other hoaxes. I mean, to me, this is just maddening. This is just a total misuse of law enforcement. It is weaponizing against Trump. I know you've spoken out about it, but here we are a couple days later. What are you thinking?
Well, first off, let's all remember, this is unprecedented. This has never happened to a former president before. Listen, I mean, you have to really take that in. This is a serious issue to go after a former president. So, and we know the Biden administration is willing to go after their opponents, like parents going to school board meetings. So this is like third world stuff. So let's get the facts. You know, Director Wray, Attorney General Garland, they need to be completely transparent. I'm glad they put out the warrant. I haven't had the opportunity to read it yet, but let's understand exactly what they told the judge. Let's understand exactly what information they have. Let's find out exactly what they're asking for, and let's make sure we understand. And who knew this? By the way, if the White House didn't know, which is what they've said, then why isn't Biden saying the same thing I'm saying? We need complete transparency here. We don't know the facts. No one's above the law, but we do expect to get the information. And that's all I'm asking for. I did a letter today to Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland saying, get the facts. I'm willing to go to, a special, place where we get classified information. But I think it's important for the people of Florida, and I think all Americans want to know. Tell us what's going on here. This should scare all of us. So on top of they're doing all these new IRS agents who can get involved in all their lives. But this is a former president. Never happened before. Let's get the facts.
You know, they're never going to release the affidavits. They'll never release them. I mean, they might release them if there's a court case, but even then, we don't know. Senator Scott, I'm just going to tell you, it's all speculation. I get that. But having worked in there for 3 years, I will bet you, sir, the chief of staff knew and the president's counsel knew. Whether the president knew, I don't know. But it would be inconceivable to me that this kind of action would not have been brought to the attention of the chief and the counsel.
It seems pretty surprising, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that they wouldn't know
you don't have
what their own attorney general is doing.
Look at
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Know.
I don't believe for 1 minute that Donald Trump was guilty of any espionage whatsoever. Not one. I mean, I just find that to be outrageous and insulting. But we will see. I want to talk to you about this terrible bill, which is not an inflation reduction bill. If anything, it's an inflation increasing bill. This bill, by the way, as you may know, Senator, was not scored by the Congressional Budget Office. There's no revenue line on this bill. No Senate finance revenue line, which is remarkable. So how do they know about deficits and debt and or inflation? But I want to read you. Here's from pollster Mark Penn, a very good, he's a Democratic pollster, but a darn good one. And he said Republicans, to make any progress, will have to double down on the economy, push energy independence over climate change, and they need to win the message war over the Inflation Reduction Act as wasteful taxing and spending in times that really demand pro-growth policies to fight recession. My worry, Senator Scott, is that the Republicans are not doing that they're not messaging properly why this is a bad bill. Now, there's some brilliant exceptions, especially in the House. I know you've campaigned against this thing. But, to some extent, Republicans were complicit with the CHIPS bill, which is going to cost $300 billion. And GOP's got to hammer down. Otherwise, we may squander what should be a good win in the Senate come November. Are you satisfied and happy? Because you promoted a future agenda, which made a lot of sense. and there was some opposition to it.
Well, Larry, we've got to have a plan. We've got to say, what are we going to be for? We know that it's unprecedented inflation, 40-year inflation. We know we're become energy dependent, which is the craziest thing in the world. We know that the Democrats want to defund the police. They don't want parents involved in schools. These are unbelievably bad for this country, and they're winning issues for the for Republicans. We, like Newt Gingrich says, we're going to have an American majority. The American majority we want a good economy. We don't want inflation. We want jobs. We want our kids to get a great education. We want to live in safe communities. That's what we ought to be talking about. And so that's what we've got to do. And by the way, we have got to stand up against this what the Democrats are doing. This last bill, $700 billion tax increase, unbelievable additional spending, $280 billion cut in Medicare. And by the way, if your grandmother needs a drug, it might not be there anymore because the drug company, they're taking money out of the drug companies' pockets where they do the research and development of new drugs. So that's what we've got to talk about. We've got to be adamant that we care about American families and we want them to have a great job. We don't want inflation. We want great schools. We want safe communities. That's what we've got to do. We've got great candidates. We've got to raise our money. I tell everybody, we're in the winning stretch here. We text WIN to 55404 to help us. We've got to get our message out. It takes money.
It does take money. It takes good messaging. You've got the good messaging. I mean, for example, take the IRS thing is incredible. I mean, they post this online ad about, you should have guns and be able to deal with violent situations. You got 87,000 new IRS agents, perhaps armed to the teeth. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but that's what the online ad said, for heaven's sakes. But they're going to go after ordinary people. They're going to go after small business. They're going to go after Uber drivers in the gig economy. As you well know, you're a self-made man, essentially. We need to be messaging on that. GOP, conservatives, we need to win the war against the IRS, and we need to win the war against higher taxes. It's not only, Senator, here's my thought. It's not only raising taxes in a recession, which we used to all think was bad, but instead of using IRS agents, why not have a nice, low-rate, simple, ultra-simple, flat tax code rather than pouring tax?
Make it easy.
Yeah, but look what they've done. Tax credits and refundable tax credits and deductions and carve-outs and picking winners and losers in corporate welfare. Can't you get your conference to unite around that idea that simplification is the solution, not 87,000 IRS agents armed to the teeth?
Absolutely. We got to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. We got to fight over this stuff. We have got to be known for fighting for the American people. There's 87,000 new agents. Now think about it. The same people that want to defund the police, they want to add 87,000 IRS agents that can use deadly force to go after American families and small businesses. And by the way, the Democrats voted all for going after people making less than $400,000. We had an amendment. They all voted to say, no, they can go after anybody they want, including the people making less money. We have got to do everything we can here to explain to American people, we believe it's your money. We believe in lower taxes, less regulation, easier permitting time, fewer fees, smaller government. And we've got to fight over this stuff. We can't be supporting things that are just the opposite of that. We got to fight for these things. Or why vote for us? Why, if we're not going to do those things, how are we any better than the Democrats? We got to fight for these things.
I mean, this bill, among other things, Senator Scott, has I don't know whether it's $25 billion to $50 billion or what, but it's an EPA government bank. They're setting up a government bank run by the EPA, right? This is Solyndra to the 100th power, for heaven's sakes. I haven't heard a word of it. I didn't know about it until I read it in some stuff that's coming out from Steve Scalise's office when they were whipping against the bill. I mean, we should be deregulating at every point. And we should be lowering spending in order to help the fight against inflation.
If we keep spending, if the Democrats keep spending money like this, which I don't see they're going to stop, they're going to keep doing this until they're out of power, and we're out of money. So they're going to do it till our money doesn't mean anything. Think about it. There's a war on seniors right now. Think about what they've done since Biden got elected. If you saved your money as a senior, your money is less valuable because of the inflation. By the way, I've got seniors in my state have postponing retirement, coming out of retirement, taking second jobs, going to food banks. So there's clearly a war on seniors. And then they cut Medicare by $280 billion. They say the Democrats cut $280 billion out of Medicare and cut out life-saving drugs. That's exactly what they just did in this bill. We need to make sure every senior knows exactly what these Democrats are doing and just wasting your money with electric vehicles for rich people. Not for people that, they're not doing it for poor people. They're doing it for rich people.
People don't want climate change. I mean, Mark Penn's polls, they don't want climate change. What they want is more fossil fuels. They want energy independence. Last one, you've got Richard Neal, who's the Democrat head of the Ways and Means Committee, says if the Democrats keep the House in 2020 in this election, they will look to raise corporate and individual tax rates in 2023, according to a Bloomberg report. They're going to raise taxes even more on everybody. I mean, I'm just saying, Senator Scott, not you, but the conference, the GOP conference, and all these candidates, we've got to get the word out. The messaging here is absolutely essential.
We've got to fight for the American family. It's your money, Larry. It's not government money. We got to fight. We got to say we do better when we lower our taxes. I mean, Reagan wanted to reduce taxes. Trump wanted to reduce taxes. Guess what? We did. Our economy was better. We raised more money. That's what we've got to do.
And it's a winning election message. Anyway, Senator Rick Scott, can't thank you enough for going out of your way at the airport to come on today. You're terrific. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.